welcome back to my American Girl channel. Today I have a really exciting video for you guys, and that is American Girl dolls that everyone hates. Now you're probably like, that's a really extreme title. Like, if you love American Girl, is there really any American Girls that you hate? So these are more like forgotten or underrated American Girl dolls, or constant American Girl dolls that I see other people dislike. But without further ado, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below to be notified when I have a new doll related video. It is absolutely free to subscribe, and also liking this video is absolutely free as well, and it really helps me out. And without further ado, I guess let's get started into the American Girls that everyone seems to hate. So the first doll that I think a lot of people dislike or is underrated is Felicity. Nobody talks about Felicity, and when they do, it's all about her eyes. Now I personally love the Felicity with the bright green neon eyes, which is the version I have in front of me. When I was looking for a Felicity doll, I could buy a brand new Be Forever one, but I didn't like the fact that she didn't have these bright green eyes, and I didn't like the earlier Pleasant Company version from the 90s because she didn't have the bright green eyes. And I feel like that's another thing too, is that people, when they think of Felicity, they think of this Felicity and completely forget about the Pleasant Company Felicity and the Be Forever Felicity. So I don't understand why people dislike Felicity so much. I feel like she's really brave, especially when refusing tea. That's like something that's just amazing for, I guess she was 10 or 9 years old to do that. That's an amazing thing to do. And people just don't focus on that. They just focus on her eyes, completely ignoring all the other beautiful aspects of her, such as her character and also her hair. So the next doll is a doll I do not have in my collection yet, and if you've been following me for a while, you know that I want this doll in my collection. I've wanted her for years. I just never had the opportunity to get her, and kind of on my mind right now is a Nellie. I really want a Nellie, so I can't get Josephina just yet. And I have Elizabeth here because she has the Josefina face mold, so she's going to be representing, or Josefina. If I keep on saying Josephina, doesn't really get that much hate, but she's always forgotten. And I feel like the people that forget her most are American Girl. American Girl, always. It felt like she was always not getting as many clothes as the other characters. I mean, the Be Forever dolls don't have that many options for clothes like the Mattel or the Pleasant Company dolls do, but when they do release clothes, Felicity doesn't really get any of it. I think she's cubed right now, which means she can't buy any accessories for Josefina, which is really upsetting. But I also feel like when I was growing up, Josefina was always like in the catalog, but she would never be like represented. It would always be like, oh, see all the other historical characters on our website, and you wouldn't be able to see her collection in the catalog very often, which was quite upsetting. Now, Mary Grace is one of, if not my favorite American Girl character, but no one else seems to agree. Now, usually when people say they like Mary Grace, the first thing they say is, I really like her unique face mold. Or people are like, oh, I want a Mary Grace so I can customize her, without focusing on Mary Grace herself as a character and as a doll on her own without any customization. I feel like this is just ignoring her character, which is really upsetting because I feel like in her stories, she has one of the like most character developments. I mean, a lot. I think almost all the American Girls have really good character development through their stories, but Mary Grace definitely does some very brave things. Like, I think there was a scene where she helps save a baby, which is just insane. Like, if you could, like, if I was 9 or 10 years old, I could not save a baby. And people just completely forget about that, and they just focus on her face mold and just completely ignoring Mary Grace as a character, and it's quite frustrating. Now, the next doll that everyone seems to hate is Kirsten, which I kind of get, but I kind of also don't understand. I understand when people say, oh, she's just a blonde-haired, blue-eyed doll, and there's so many dolls with blonde hair and blue eyes, but I feel like she's kind of special because she was the first to have blonde hair and blue eyes. So much crazy stuff happens in her books, and I feel like people just forget about it. Like in one of the first chapters, it was either the first or second chapter, I can't remember, her best friend dies, which is like really extreme for a kid's book, and it made me really sad when I first read it as a kid. Kirsten was one of the first books that I read from American Girl, and I also feel like her story, I'm surprised more people don't pay attention to it because she is an immigrant who struggles to learn the language. So if you don't know the stories of Kirsten, she came over from Sweden to America, and she goes to school and she kind of struggles to speak English, but she learns to overcome those challenges, and it's a really awesome message to show that you can do anything and you can learn anything that you put your mind to. And I feel like everyone just kind of looks at her and is like, meh. And I feel like if you really pay attention to her stories, you would change your mind about that. Now the next doll is Samantha, and I get it. She's rich and really privileged. She was the face of Pleasant Company, so people think she's basic. Which she is basic, but yeah, I have really nothing to argue with you with that. She is basic. But she does have cute clothes, so we should give her a chance. But also I feel like she's a really brave character considering that she saved Nellie and her sisters from the orphanage. And just as I was getting Sage out, I experienced a doll avalanche, which if you don't know what that is, it's a term that I literally made up just right now, which means when you have a doll avalanche, which basically is when you pull a doll from your shelf and then like 18 billion of them just fall off the shelf with it. To represent Ruthie, I have Sage here because, you know, the closest looking doll to Ruthie I would have is Samantha, but I just featured Samantha, so it'd be kind of weird. So Sage is pretending to be Ruthie in this. And people say that Ruthie is spoiled, and if I remember correctly, I agree. And that's all I gotta say for Ruthie. So the next doll I'm gonna be talking about is Molly. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I actually found this Molly at a thrift store, which was super exciting because if you watched my American Girl wish list for dolls that I wanted to get in 2021, you would know that Molly was my dream doll. Not quite Nellie level of a dream doll, but she was definitely second on the list of dream dolls, and I found her at a thrift store for $7.99. So if you want to see that video, it will be linked in the description box below, or just you can find it on my channel. But anyways, the point of Molly is that I feel like a lot of people do not like her because of the turnip incident. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, the turnip incident, if you haven't seen the movie or if you haven't read the books, but basically there was a moment in Molly's stories where this person made her some turnips, which she hates turnips, and she decided to just sit there for the rest of the night because I told her you can't leave the table until you eat your turnips. And so she sat there all night because, you know, she's like that. I mean, I probably would have done the same thing as a kid because I was like that. But people, you know, when I put on my Instagram, oh my god, I found Molly, do you guys like Molly? A lot of you guys said yes, but I had some people message me and say, I do like her, but she's really immature and I don't like how she's so rude. But the thing is, are you really gonna tell me that Molly is more less mature than Mary Ellen? I have Mary Ellen. Mary Ellen was a dream doll for the longest of mine, so she's gonna get in on this too. So she's gonna stand right here. Mary Ellen and Molly. So Molly, people say she's immature because of the turnip thing, but I think Mary Ellen is like the definition of immature because she literally painted her front door red just because she wanted to be unique and noticed. And I feel like that is the definition of immaturity and impulsivity. Did I say that word right? She's just impulsive, which is really immature. So I don't understand why people are like, oh my god, Molly is so immature. But I feel like Mary Ellen did the more immature thing by painting her parents' door, like her front door. Like that's her parents' decision and she just did it anyways. Like that's just so immature. But Mary Ellen, I feel like a lot of people like her, and you know, I love both Molly and Mary Ellen, so, and Emily, of course. I love my 40s and 50s girls. But anyways, I feel like if you're gonna call Molly immature, call Mary Ellen immature as well. Another doll that I think a lot of people dislike, no, it's not Caroline, it's another doll that I do not have, because I agree with a lot of people on this, is that I don't like Julie, and I don't think a lot of people like Julie. I remember when I was a kid, a lot of people liked Julie, and I used to be kind of frustrated by that because no one could understand why I didn't like Julie. But now that I've joined AgTube as an adult, and it's been 10 years since I've been into American Girl, maybe closer to like 7, I don't know how many years it's been, but essentially I found a lot of people that find Julie boring, and I 100% agree. I mean, I totally get her hair and the way she looks. It's very 70s, but the 70s to me are just really boring, and I really hate the color mustard yellow. So for the 70s, you know, the 70s was obsessed with yellow, and I just can't do that. I hate yellow. I mean, it's not as bad as orange. Orange is like my all-time least favorite color. So, you know, don't talk to me about orange. But anyways, Julie, I get it. She's very historically accurate, but I just, you know, I don't like it. And also, on the other side of that, I do really like Julie's books. I feel like there's a lot of good messages. But I just, oh my god, my window's open and somebody's come from Facebook Marketplace and they can hear me talking about dolls, so I'm gonna whisper. But anyways, yeah, Julie's kind of boring, and I'm whispering because I'm kind of embarrassed. We're gonna wrap up this video now. Oh, and my alarm went off. Uh-oh. That's my phone, by the way. Alright, so I closed my window so I can speak at a normal temperature. I almost said a normal volume. I can speak at a normal volume now. But anyways, that is it for my video today. Hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you disagree with me, that is 100% fine, because we are all different people with different opinions and different emotions and we're just all different. If we were all the same, life would be really boring. But that is all the American Girls that I think a lot of people hate, and I sometimes agreed with them, sometimes I didn't. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think is the most hated American Girl ever. Now, I only covered historicals in this video, so if you want me to do a part 2, also leave a comment down below letting me know you want me to do Girl of the Years. And I think that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe because it is absolutely free, and I will see you guys next week with another doll related video. And bye! Are they gone? Can I open my window now? Yes, they're gone. Woot! Can open my window now.